Good morning. We're just about to head out to cut up a big walnut log today. A friend of mine's helping me out. This tree came down a couple of weeks ago and I've been meaning to get to it. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see the other side of it that I've already cut up and slabbed. That went to the kiln yesterday. So today we're going to deal with the other side of it. It's probably about 8-9 feet or so, I can't remember exactly. But we're going packed and ready with all the big stuff to make sure we have everything we need. So I'm going to show you my setup. This is, again, like I said, I take everything that I could potentially need because I don't want to be stuck in a position where I need something and I don't have it. So I guess starting off with the Big Daddy. This is a steel MS880 chainsaw. It's one of the biggest one they make. It's a 125cc motor. This thing's a beast, it's a monster, it's really powerful. I also have a smaller one that I take out with me. It's an MS290. If I have to trim something, cut something off, you know, I don't want to have to take the mill down and have to reassemble it and all that kind of stuff. So kind of going through for log maneuvering, to get a log in position the way we do it, we'll take a couple of cant hooks. Make sure you have that, you don't want to roll by hand. I also take my 36-inch bar with a crosscut chain, and this is just in case we have to trim anything bigger that this guy can't handle before we actually mill. Then getting onto the actual milling stuff, I guess safety first. So I always take a helmet, some gloves, goggles. I usually wear a respirator as well. Good thing, I should take this as well. So just because you're around the gas fumes the whole time, it's a good thing to keep a good respirator with you. So that, then starting with the mill setup, I guess. Well, first of all, before you actually mill, you want to make sure there's no metal in the log, so I take a good metal detector with. If I do detect some metal, I have this guy that'll help me dig nails and stuff out of there. It's pretty easy, you just kind of like, you'll hammer it into wherever you have the nail and pry it out. Pretty cool. I take a flat bar, crowbar, stuff like that with me. A brush to clean dirt off the log. The dirt makes your blade dull very quick, so you want to definitely have one of those with you. Then starting with the mill setup. Okay, so first of all, it's imperative to get a straight cut on your first cut because everything compounds off of that. So that's why I take this guy and I'll show you the setup of that. It basically goes, positions over the log, it gets screwed down, and then this way you run the mill over top of it, it gives you a straight cut. Now, what I also do, and this is through trial and error, I have discovered that if you continue to run a flat bar after cut after cut after cut, it really does give you the best results. So we actually made this, me and a friend of mine, we made this, and I put some sandpaper on it, just adhered with like contact cement, and I put this on top of the log after every cut, and I run the mill over top of it. Just make sure that you account for the size of it in your setup, and then this helps me to get a really straight cut. Because as you can imagine, and you'll see as we go along, if you get a dip in your cut, every cut after that will compound and it'll just get worse and worse and worse. If you have something to reset your cut, keep it straight, that's really the best way to go. This is the mill itself here. Now this is set up for a 60-inch bar because like we're going to be working with a big bar today. So this gets set up with a 60-inch bar. So it's a pretty simple device really. Your chainsaw will clip in onto this side, the bar screws in there, and it actually holds the bar together. This side holds the other side of the bar. Because I'm running such a long bar, I put an auxiliary oiler on, so it gives us extra oil on the other side of the bar. And you're basically holding onto the mill this side, and the chainsaw and you'll see how that works. This is the 60-inch bar that I'm running. This is a rib chain. Now, if you want to just get in closer here, the difference between a rib chain and a crosscut chain. A crosscut chain is actually filed at 30 degrees, some of them at 35 degrees. And a rib chain, because you're cutting with the grain of the wood, these are filed at a 10 degree, and you'll have one cutter, and then you have a clearing cutter. So it cuts, and then it clears the chip, and then it cuts, and it clears the chip. So I'll get into that a little bit more when it comes to sharpening. This is called a helper handle. It attaches to the other side of the mill, right here on the other side of the bar, and then this makes it safe for the helper to help guide the mill through the cut. I take extra chain width, so we're going out with 2 chains today. Should be enough for 1 log. Tools for setup, I always take a bunch of screws and nails with me. This is mainly to screw down the mill, the guide rail to the log to get it nice and sturdy. I take a drill driver to attach screws. I also like to take a full socket set with me, a couple of wrenches, Allen wrench, some WD-40, some pliers, of course a measuring tape, that's imperative. I've forgotten these a couple of times, and it's hard to measure like this. So yeah, so that's the setup, and then of course we're taking bar oil, lots of gas. I take premium gas only. It prolongs the life of your motors. Funnel, we forgot this a few times as well, and having to sit there with a paper funnel. So that is basically my setup. It's taken quite a bit of trial and error to really figure out what is necessary, what is needed. And at this point, when I go out, I know I have everything I need and to get the job done. So we're gonna pack it up, and we'll see you on the job site.